Well, gosh, April is almost over now, and it's time for me to do a long overdue uh, update of the 2021 state North Carolina Republican Convention, state convention. And, if you go back to earlier this year, January, February, in past years, especially February, you start getting some buzz about who's going to run for chair and vice chair. But a lot of that has been pushed back or has been diluted because of COVID. And if you asked me back in January if we were going to have an actual physical convention in an actual room with actual people, with microphones, with people standing up saying, I object to the motion, or I want to make that motion, or this and that and this. If you asked me whether or not we were actually going to have a physical convention back in January, I'd say no. But last month, Governor Cooper, the Cooper Pooper, but this time he actually did something good for a first, decided that conference centers can open. Now, they can open at just 50% capacity, but still, that means that, yes, this year, there's actually going to be a physical convention. I'm very excited. Now, this year, we have not had as much information about who's running for chair and vice chair because of COVID, but there has been some news. Back in March, it was announced that Susan... Well, no. Let me get to the chairman's race. Probably the worst kept secret in the world after the November election was that Michael Whatley was going to run for re-election. I mean, that was because of all the success the party had at the state level, at least. I mean, that was no secret Whatley was going to run. And he dropped a few hints through January, February, March. He was going to run again. When he was at the Guilford County convention back in the first weekend of March, he sounded very upbeat, very positive. He talked about going forward and what his vision was. Those to me are always buzzwords that, yes, I'm going to run for re-election. But he did not make it official until the third weekend in March when he announced at the Gaston County Republican Convention that Michael Whatley is, yes, going to run for re-election for state chairman. I do not expect there to be any opposition to him because one, very successful tenure. Donald Trump won the state. Tom Tillis got reelected U.S. Senate. We won all the House seats that we were expected to win. And also we won all the judicial seats, which that was really the big bugaboo with the state party over the last 3 or 4 election cycles, was that the state party was bleeding or losing state judicial seats. And that's always very bad when you turn your judicial seats over to the Democrats, because the judicial seats that Democrats hold are always going to be your activist judges that turn out to be legislatures that block good Republican legislation. So Whatley did everything he was supposed to do as state party chairman in the last couple of years. Plus, we have a great website now. Very great, very transparent party. All the events, all the convention information, county, district, local, it's on the website. The plan of organization, the party platform, everything you'd want to know about the North Carolina Republican Party is on the website now. Plus, you have to look at COVID. I mean, honestly, I have no problem with anybody running for re-election, whether it be state chairman, district chairman, precinct chairman, county chairman, because COVID really made people's lives hell. over the last year or so. We couldn't have the normal political events that we wanted to have. Just couldn't get together as a party like we usually do. It sucked all the fun out of what would usually be a very busy, excited, fun, wonderful presidential election cycle of 2020. So, vice chair. Now, this is not official news yet, but according to the Daily Haymaker, Miriam Chu will not be running for re-election for vice chair, which is kind of sad because she was a very effective vice chair. She did a good job of cleaning out some of the old rhino bureaucrats from the Robin Hayes administration at the party headquarters, and really did what the vice chair is supposed to do, which maybe is why she's not running for election. The vice chair does a lot of work. I mean, the chairman does too, but the vice chair, you're expected to communicate regularly with the county parties and travel to the county parties. And North Carolina is a very big state, so you do a lot of traveling, right? And the vice chair position is a volunteer position. You don't get paid, or as far as I know, you don't get any stipend, or even help with paid for gasoline and travel expenses. Now that is not official yet, but according to the Daily Haymaker, Miriam Chu is not running again. Is not running for re-election. Now, but what we have now is a race for vice chair. Probably not going to have a race for chairman, but a race for vice chair is going to happen. We have two declared candidates. One is Joshua Flores, who is a young guy, probably about my age, maybe a few years younger, who is the leader of Latinos for Freedom. Also ran for a state legislature seat, but came up a little bit short down in Richmond County. It's kind of weird because him and Susan Mills are from the same part of the state, down towards the Sandhills region of the state. And then we have Susan Mills, this is not her first rodeo at the state party. She lives in the Fayetteville area and actually served as the vice chair from 1997 until 2001. And then from 2001 to 2003, she was president of the NC Federation of Republican Women, Cumberland County chairman 2014, 2016. Served on Governor McCrory's Teacher Advisory Council also during that time. And then 2014 to 2020, appointed to the Appalachian State University Board of Visitors, was vice chairman of District 9 from 2015 till 2019, and this is an interesting little factoid, appointed to the North Carolina Textbook Commission. Didn't know there was a textbook commission back in 2017, and then in 2020 was Electoral College delegate. In other words, on December 14th of last year, she went to Raleigh and cast her vote as a member of the Electoral College for President Trump and Vice President Mike Pence. And this, by the way, is on voteformills.com, or you can just go to Google, type in Susan Mills for NCGOP Vice Chair. It's all up there. Her goals are elect Republicans, grow the party, and engage county parties. She is a good candidate, very kind of basic, par for the course candidate too. There's nothing really controversial, but there's also nothing that kind of screams, that's really interesting or fascinating either. Joshua Flores is also running, but he does not have a website, and his campaign is, according at least to my knowledge and my sources around the state, his campaign is not as organized as Susan Mills' candidate. Going to keep an open mind on this race. Have not made a decision yet. We'll see. We'll see. So, this brings us now to the actual state convention. And back in 2019, the state party was bombarded, was blasted with crowds and crowds and crowds of people showing up to register at the state convention Saturday morning, smack dab in the middle of the convention. This, it put a huge plug or monkey wrench into the business proceedings of that year's convention. And it also had the venue that we were at down in Concord, at the Embassy Suites conference center there. It really caused a huge, a lot of security issues and a lot of fire code issues with parking and also the actual capacity of the building. Fortunately, and this may be a little bit is also because of we're coming out of the COVID thing too, and there needs to be, capacity limits and various protocols, but still, I'm very happy to see that the state party is saying that this year you must, I repeat, must register ahead of time for the state convention, as there will be no on-site registration at the convention site. The convention fees, this is kind of, if you've been following me on this channel for the last several years, you probably already know what I'm going to talk about next. The cost to attend the convention, if you want the full package, I do not recommend going with the full package, but if you must, it's $350. It includes all the business sessions. That's your Friday morning breakout sessions, your Friday afternoon business session, your Saturday morning and Saturday afternoon all day business sessions as well. That's $350. Again, generally I'm more of a fan of doing the meals on your own, because it tends to get crowded a little bit in these convention halls, and the meals, the portion sizes just don't do it for me. And plus, you do not know what you're going to have for that particular meal right until you're actually sitting down to eat the meal. So why risk it? Just pay the $75, the basic business session fee, and do the meals on your own. You can have more time to go back to your hotel, take a nap on the middle of the day on Saturday if you want, and do what you got to do to be fresh. And I really feel that you will. The best way to enjoy the convention is arrive Thursday afternoon, get your hotel room, unpack. Maybe go for a little dinner night on the town maybe, but come back. You can sleep in Friday. You don't have to worry about, driving last minute Friday to get to the convention, because Thursday night you'll already be there. And I even say now to actually stay over on Sunday night and then drive back Monday morning or Monday, because why fight the Sunday afternoon? Everybody else is going back from the beach or the mountains or wherever in this beautiful state they're going from their weekend getaways. Why fight the traffic? Stretch out the convention and relax, and you can really enjoy it more. And you won't be one of those nincompoops who always got to kill a business session and call quorum. So there you go. So I believe that is all I got to say right now about the state convention. June 3rd through June the 6th is the dates on that at the Greenville Convention Center, where it was supposed to be last year, but of course darn COVID and darn Cooper got in the way. Within the next 2 to 3 weeks, of course, we'll have the committee reports from the plan of organization, the resolutions committee, the rules committee, all that will be on the website, and I'll be able to interpret that and have do a little YouTube video on that like I usually do. So for now, this is the Conservative Pelican signing off. Bye-bye.